So my name is Stephen Perez, and I am the um, Director of Education and Training for WILOA. I've been doing this for quite a while. I could forget how long. My approach to this is to give you guys the tools that you need to be as successful as an umpire or a referee as you want to be. I will do my best to answer any questions. I will do my best to um, what screen are you seeing? I don't want to show that screen. Do my best to keep you guys interested a lot. I rely a lot on discussion and us getting each other's ideas. And because together we have about 1 million years of officiating experience, and it's more than just about me. I just want to be the facilitator of conversation, a facilitator of or a provoker of thoughts, and to get you as comfortable as you need to be a competent official, a competent high school boys lacrosse official. Questions, comments so far? Welcome. If you're brand new to WILOA, welcome. Thank you for joining us. I think that my experience in lacrosse is one that the very first high school game that I saw, the very first high school game that I witnessed, I refereed, and that was at Middleton High School about 14 years ago. So if you are new to the high school ranks and haven't officiated lacrosse before, welcome, and I can empathize. Any of us, one of the cool things about being a lacrosse official is the guys are pretty cool. It's a different group. We want to develop people. If you are in Wisconsin, we've been pretty successful in taking brand new people and getting them to the highest levels that they want to go. If your goal is to referee some U14s championship games, we can get you there. If your goal is to learn and get through high school into competent varsity levels, we can get you there. We can help you get prepared for D3 college, D2 college, and after D2, it's out of our hands because then it's who you know. And but that's about it. I'd like to introduce my fellow board members. Don, you can go first. Give your name and your title, and what do you do?
Don Rohr, from the Milwaukee area. I'm the treasurer for WILOA. Um, so I handle your dues and all of our bills, like our Zoom account that we're using right now, and all that fun stuff.
Who are you going to throw it to, Don?
Randall Cohn.
Thank you, Don. Randy Cohen, President, WILOA. I've been doing it. God, I don't even know how long it's been. And I know it's a little bit longer than Steve. Steve and I had a fantastic game many years ago in Madison. Um, uh,
We have the video.
Bucks off.
We have the video.
Maybe we should show that video one day. But
Okay, we will.
no,
That
we're here.
wasn't there. Not that game. We had the
As
video.
Steve said, we are here to support you to become the best official you can be. And if all you want to do is youth or high school, we're going to make you the best you can be at that. If you're aspiring to be a collegiate official, we will work with you to get there too. It doesn't happen overnight, but the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. So, welcome aboard, everybody who's new here.
Who are you going to throw it to, Randy?
Is Matt on?
Bach is here.
I am here.
Who are you and what's your role, my friend?
So I'm Matthew Bach. I'm based out of Madison, Wisconsin. I am the WILOA Communications Director, so everything that's pretty much in charge of the website. So some of the registrations you've seen, the training materials up on the website, links, that sort of stuff. So if you do have questions that do come up, I try my best to make sure our website is up to date and as accurate as possible, usually within a couple days. So do use the resources we have posted up there. We got everything from the training manuals, the videos that we've seen from youth training. Our high school training sessions will be posted as soon as I can get them downloaded edited and compressed. And then we also have our various 2-person, 3-person game management manuals, along with all sorts of other game day stuff for you to be able to utilize.
Who are you going to throw it to, Matt?
Let's throw it up to the other Matt.
The other Matt. Let's
The
go.
other Matt. That's me. I'm Mateo. I'm out of the Milwaukee area. I am the WILOA secretary. I handle all the email concerns from everybody and give guidance to those who are newly registered or registering. Yeah. Other than that, I will pass it on to Nick Cohn. Oh wait,
Past president.
is Jeremy here?
Jeremy's not here. I don't see
Jeremy's
Jeremy.
here. All right, well,
You
that's
have Christian. Oh, Christian's not on the board anymore.
it.
Are you Christian?
No.
Oh,
Was
that's
he
what
really
Teo's
ever?
for. Is that everybody?
Alexa off.
Is
Alexa
that everybody?
off.
Oh, can someone mute that? I guess I can. All right. Here's what I have for you tonight. Welcome. A goal. Welcome. This is a training for all high school boys lacrosse officials. The goal tonight and the goal of all these trainings is to develop your officiating skill set using your individual skills and your commitment to improving to make you a competent boys lacrosse official. Overview. What we're going to do tonight is we're going to explore what it takes to be a competent boys high school lacrosse official. You might have homework, but I hope we can get this thing done. And you won't have homework if we have extra time. Then I will give it time to work. I'll give you time to work. I posted the response form in the chat. So our first activity is a think and respond. There was an umpire that was at my friend's, he was the crew chief for a buddy of mine's first spring training, big league spring training game. And he turned to Ron and said, in umpiring, but we're going to change it to officiating, you're expected to be perfect and then get better. So Pulley said in umpiring or officiating, you're expected to be perfect and then get better. So open that form up and we're going to take about 5 minutes and tell me, what do you think he means? Is this possible? Are the expectations unreal? Can you be perfect? So open the form. If you're having problems, open the form. You can take yourself off mute and let me know. But it should come up because it is published. I have 5 responses. Oh, look at this. Some of you have already been working on it. Look at this. Wow. Good job, 5 guys. Some of the responses I've gotten so far allude to spectators expect us to be perfect. Kind of the expectations for us from everybody else is we're expected to know and interpret the rules. Yep. Can we be perfect? I have 6 responses so far. Let's go, boys. And I say that inclusively.
There's a lot of questions, Steve.
No, we're only doing the first one.
Oh.
Only do the first one. We can get to the other ones later.
Oh, you can see our answer as we like type it?
Yeah.
Well, that's creepy.
Steve, I'm not seeing the form.
No, I'm not.
Hey, Don.
Hi, Matt.
Are we
Salceda.
gonna, are we gonna see meta training applied to tonight's meeting, or is that to be approved still with consent from everybody involved in the video recording?
There's nothing tonight.
Okay. Wasn't sure if you had any good G triple L content to share.
Not yet.
So all we're doing is, what does it mean? Do we have any brave souls that want to take themselves off mute and tell me what you think he means? You're expected to be perfect and then get better. Brave souls, anybody?
Hi, Steve. Matt Roth here. I'll open it up.
Matt Roth. What do you think? Go ahead, my friend.
My thought is at the time of the call, at the time of the whistle, or
Yep.
the non-whistle, if you pass on something, you're
Okay.
expected to be perfect. But then when fans or observers or coaches and players look back on it, they're okay with imperfections. They understand.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody else?
I actually kind of look at this from not just an officiating perspective, but even just as facets of life in general.
Okay.
That, it's for me, it's great to strive for perfection, but to me, it's the idea of not being perfect that continually pushes me to make those improvements, to seek
Okay.
information and to try to learn more.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else? What is Frank Foley saying? Thank you for that. Next, I want to go to the points of emphasis for 2026. There are a bunch of, not a bunch of points of emphasis. Players should wear all the required equipment. Oh, I forgot the equipment. That is a point of emphasis that, again, we have been, if you haven't been at a boys lacrosse game, we struggle to get players to wear their elbow pads over their elbows, to have their mouthpieces in. That is, I think that is an area that we can improve. And talking to other officials from other parts of the country, there seems to be inconsistency. Some areas we were talking about mouthpieces with some other boys officials. They're like, oh yeah, we are in our area. Our kids play with mouthpieces in all the time. And I would say that in Wisconsin, I'm horrible at making kids put their mouthpieces in. So I'm guilty of it. So that is one of the things that is a point of emphasis to make sure they're wearing all their required equipment. Also, the other points of emphasis, again, coming from from colleges, is where like the celebrations and keeping people in the box. Guys, anything to add for the points of emphasis? Any concerns that we might have with our points of emphasis?
So Steve, are we penalizing for elbow pads or are we just warning them? What is the consensus on that? Not the official rule, I'm asking about reality.
Failure to wear proper equipment. If they're subbing in, they're not ready to play. If you see a player that is improperly equipped, it is an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, if I recall correctly. Saunders, what do you got? Is Scott there? Scott's a rules guy. Scott, I'm asking for help. Are you there?
He's not here.
He was. Anybody else? Do we disagree?
I'll chime in, Steve.
What do you think? What do you got, Randy?
If you see a player entering the field of play illegally, that's different than if you see it while the play is going on, because you don't know when that, let's say that elbow pad moved. So you can warn the player, hey, your elbow pads needs to be on your elbow, because you don't know if it got pushed off in the course of the game. I mean, you're not there to be the elbow pad police or the mouth guard police, because it could have fallen out while they were driving to the net too, right? So you warn them, and if they don't do anything, because you basically you're telling them, okay, I see this here, uh, fix it. I don't want to see it again. And if they don't want to, if they don't fix it, then you ding them. That would be my 2 cents.
So again, we're going to try to work with them, but it is a point of emphasis. One of the things that we're going to talk about in the rule changes is we have, over the past couple of years, seen too many kids with their chin straps loose and then their helmet falls off. That's now a penalty. It is an illegal procedure. So the rule says that the chin strap must be tightened, must be tight, and the helmet must be worn properly. So the chin strap should be up, not covering their mouths. I know that kind of when talking to kids, they oh, it's too big of a hassle to unbuckle and to lift off the helmet, so they leave it loose. It doesn't happen in other sports. I mean, football has way more head contacts than we have in lacrosse, and kids don't lose their helmets. So it's a failure for our kids, for our athletes to wear their helmet properly. Sportsmanship is still a big deal. It's another point of emphasis. And again, they don't want any taunting, baiting, or trash talk. I think that over the past couple of years, I look at kind of the growth of TV shows like Shoresy, where there's a lot of chirping and kids are practicing chirping and bringing it to lacrosse, or it is more celebrated now than it used to be. And then FHS wants to rein that back in. And so trash talk, the celebrations are getting to be ridiculous, in my opinion. I don't, it's coordinated and choreographed. And whenever a team scores its 14th goal and they're shooting down kids or rowing the boat, it delays the game and it's unnecessary. So we talked to the coach about sportsmanship during the pregame conference. These kids are supposed to behave, the coaches are supposed to behave, and it's a point of emphasis. Comments, questions? What do you got, my friends? All right, we're good. Rule changes. I'm going to go through each of these and we can talk about how preventative officiating and what the benefits of it are. So 1-2-12D, a cone is placed at the corner of the coach's area and the team area to clearly differentiate between the two areas. Oftentimes, coaches and players will bleed into the sub box and players will come up to the out of bounds line. By rule, the players are supposed to be in their team box, and the team box is behind the coach's area. So you should not have kids standing on the sidelines. When we have that, the way that I manage it is I try to talk to the coaches, to the head coach first, and make sure that they understand and make sure that they put something down, whether it's a long stick or now they have to have a cone, but a cone that multiple cones to help identify where the kids are supposed to stay. Other tips and tricks from experienced officials.
I think we just need to be more active in making sure that it happens and that they stay back. I Last week I had a college game and I noticed how great it looks on the sideline, how much cleaner it is to look at the sub box when the players are 6 yards behind the coaches and
Right.
6 yards off the sideline. Like it's a huge difference when they're that far back, and then they also don't have a tendency to creep into the sub box. So I think if everybody just focuses on that and reminds the coaches of it in their pregame, and then you actually enforce it during the game, it's like the mouth guard. If we enforce it, they'll clean it up sooner or later. Otherwise, they're just going to keep losing the ball or get penalized and have people sitting in the box.
Yep.
So
So
it's on us as much as it's on the teams, really.
if I'm understanding this correctly, the home team is responsible for providing cones and marking the field. If the field is improperly marked, this would fall under being improperly marked, and so they would lose the ball to begin play. That doesn't mean that now they don't have to stay in the team area and the coaches area. They just don't have a cone, but they're still expected to abide by the rule. What questions are there about that? Next. Mouthpieces may be of any color. Mouthpieces shall not have any attachments that do not function to protect the teeth or mouth. Apparently, in some parts of the country, kids were putting dangles and other accoutrement on their mouthpieces and the mouthpiece strap. So now that is illegal. I don't recall seeing too many kids that had extra accessories on their mouthpiece, but that is illegal. So they could have a strap that attaches to the cage. It doesn't have to. If it is a lip protector, it could be of any color. If it has a design on the lip protector, that's okay because it's part of how it was manufactured. But they cannot glue stuff on the lip protector to draw attention to or to embellish or to accessorize the mouthpiece. Questions on that part?
Steve, I have a
I
question.
think I think some
What's
of
up?
those were being manufactured that way also.
Yeah, I mean they're being manufactured like
Yeah.
gold or like with fangs and stuff like that. But I talked to other officials and they're like, oh yeah, this guy had like dangles and stuff, like small animals. Yep. What's up,
Clear
Rolo?
is okay.
I didn't hear you.
Clear is okay
Yes.
now.
Yes.
And is an Invisalign okay? I've had more than one kid ask me that,
I
which is
mean,
like,
Technically, yes.
by definition, if it provides protection from the or whatever it is, the interocular, though that would be the eye, that covers the top and bottom, and that's what
Yep.
it's designed for, then it's a mouthpiece.
okay, cool. Thanks.
Uniforms minimally should have 8-inch numbers on the back of the jersey. This is where I would encourage you to give JV teams more flexibility than varsity teams, but the uniforms minimally should have 8-inch numbers on the back of the jersey. If they're 12, that's still okay, but the smallest they can be is 8 inches. Questions, comments, concerns? I think one of the things that we're going to see this year is the coaches agreeing to some teams are going or modeling themselves after Major League Baseball, and they're having like colorways. So the both teams might be wearing darker colors. It could be red versus blue instead of one team being designated in white. If you feel that the teams are too close in color, the home team should change. Questions, comments, concerns about that? And by rule, the home team is supposed to wear a designated color. But like I said, some of the coaches they're calling each other and like, hey, we have this uniform. We want to wear it. Can we wear it against you if you wear this? So they're communicating. And then whenever we're showing up, the coaches that have chosen to do that with me have let me know that they already agreed and they're asking, are the officials good with it? If I can see that there's clearly a difference in colors, then usually I'm fine with it. Like black versus purple is tough for me, but blue versus orange, I'm okay with. But that's just me. And I talk to my partners to see what we're going to do. If someone struggles with color differentiation at night, make them change. Comments, questions, concerns? Finally, there's a rule about having a horn at the table. Should be made available at the table. There are facilities that we work that have a table on the field for the scorebook, and they do not have a horn. And then the PA or the clock operators up in the press box. There should be a horn at the table. We cannot rely on the clock operator in the press box to use the horn, or the horn reliably going off on the scoreboard. Comments, questions, concerns?
If you have somebody and they don't have a horn and it's before the game, tell whoever's working the table to download an app. There's free apps that have horn sounds. That would technically satisfy that requirement.
Yeah, because it doesn't say that it has to be audible.
Right. It doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be a certain volume. You don't need a boat horn. Tell them to download a free horn app. Then the other coach can't complain and try and get the ball before the game starts or whatever.
And again, if they don't have it,
Solves the problem.
they forfeit possession of the ball, and the non-offending team gets the ball to begin the game. And it only happens once. It only happens at the beginning of the game. They aren't going to get it like every quarter. Comments, questions, concerns?
Yeah, I had a question about that. Also, the rule book. There are a lot of people up here in Wausau that don't have not a rule book, a scorebook, or they take the scorebook and it's up in the press box. Does the scorebook have to be at the table?
Yes.
Yes.
By rule.
So that's another loss of possession beginning of the game.
We should compile a list. Yeah, so some people will they're like, oh, it's raining, so we're going to keep it in the press box. Some more inventive people that want to keep possession of the ball, they have like these clear folder things that go with clipboards on them that cover the whole like big scorebook. It's kind of cool. Or they fold them in half and write on each side, but it's like a little plastic tent. But yes, they should have a scorebook at the table. So before our pregame conference, we got to look, are there cones clearly marking the two areas of the coaches area and the team area? We have to now check for a horn. Do you have a horn available at the table? And then third, where is your scorebook? If we're at McGuanago, I'm just thinking of McGuanago because the press box is like right behind the table. Is that one of those things that's close enough? Because when you're talking to the table, you're basically talking to the press box because it's that close. People that have worked there, how are we going to handle
that? That's a great question, Steve. I mean, it is right there. I mean, it's only the width of the track that separates the table to the press box.
And it's low enough where you can,
right.
I mean, yell up there. So is that a close enough?
I guess it's never been an issue. I've never thought about it that way.
Yeah, I mean.
Hey, Steve, can I throw something in here?
Yes, I've been waiting.
So, I think we should emphasize that. I mean, I know that there's these rules that have been points of emphasis about having good, clean fields and games set up and all that other stuff. But our job is not to look for reasons to take the ball away from the home team at the beginning of the game, right? So at the end of the season, I may have a horn, but that horn may not actually work because it's the end of the season and there's no juice in the horn, right? And I think there needs to be a little bit of, I don't know, what is the word? Common sense applied to some of this stuff. I mean, our job is to let these kids play lacrosse. And our job is not to be your press box is not close enough for us to communicate with, or is too far away, or whatever. And I feel like I need to say something like this because our job is not to run around and be the pregame police here.
All right, I'm gonna put back because part of us doing our job then, or part of our job is to enforce the rules. If I don't agree, I don't have the opportunity to be like, oh, you know what? I don't like that rule, so I'm not going to call it.
That's not
We
what I'm
had an
saying.
issue. We
That's
had
not
an
what I'm
issue
saying.
about the continuous line through the center of the field. Am I looking to take the ball away or issue a 3-minute locked in unsportsmanlike conduct? No, I'm not. But
There you go.
the facilities have a responsibility to
They do.
provide an equal playing field, and it's a field in its uniform, and every one of them are supposed to be the same.
We
So
should not be looking for reasons to take the ball away. And I kind
I
of felt
agree,
as
but
though
if
our
it's not,
conversation was moving in that direction. And I know you and I agree with this, right? I mean, but I just, for the new guys, I don't want to set this thing up like, okay, your job is to figure out ways on where the table isn't. I mean, some of these schools, they're good if they can get a dad to sit at the table.
I'm going to ask during my pregame conference, are your players properly equipped to play the game by rule? Yes. Is your field properly marked by rule? If they say yes, I'm not going to go looking for it.
There you go. Thank you. That's
If they
exactly what I'm
say,
saying.
what do you mean? Or the other coach says something, be like, oh, okay, let's fix it.
Does lacrosse have a spirit of the game like soccer does that could some of that stuff you're talking about can fall into?
It has, in a way, a more strict kind of respect the game ethos, but it's selectively used and selectively enforced.
Okay, yeah, because the spirit of the game to me always means what does this game need from me? I know you've got your rules, but how do we apply them? That's what the spirit always means, and there's situations where you've got somebody, they don't, there was a mistake made by somebody who lined a field, right? They can't do anything about it until it's fixed. In that situation, the spirit would tell us, all right, that right there, it's taken care of. They couldn't do anything about it. They will do something about it, but they can't do anything about it now.
A lot of it also depends on the visiting coach.
Yeah.
That's, and I think, you run into these schools that don't have continuous lines, right? They just don't. And so they do something stupid, like they get a can of shaving cream and they spread it out across it's because what's the rule, Steve? It's at the beginning of the game, right?
At the beginning of the game.
Yeah, as long as it's at the beginning of the game. So they do something stupid like do shit. So you get kids doing face-offs in a pile of shaving cream. And I guarantee you 99% of the coaches will be like, I don't care, let's just play lacrosse. Because that is the spirit of the game. I actually like that concept a lot. So anyway, I'll go back on mute and shut up about this.
So there should be a horn at the table. Next.
Whether it works or not.
Right. I mean, it doesn't have to be audible.
It's nice to have someone at the table.
Yes.
The scorecard. I had a playoff game.
I downloaded the app that Don was talking about.
And you're going to share it with them. This
Air
is
horn.
a new high school rule that
app.
matches the college rule. An interrupted game that cannot be completed on the same day shall be considered complete if the game complete of the game if 3 quarters have been played. We still have lightning delays, and those the WIA, we follow those restrictions. So we're going to go through that protocol, and if the coaches agree that we cannot finish this today or on that day, if the third period has ended, the game is over. If we have time left in the third quarter, the game is suspended.
Yeah, well, little clarification. It's not the coaches agree. It's the officials who decide if you've got 3 quarters complete. It's not like you're going around going, hey, coach, would you want to wait another 45 minutes or what? If it's deemed by the officiating crew after 3 quarters are complete that this game is not going to get done in any relative easy time, the game is called at that moment in time.
Yeah, I'm just concerned over the weather. I mean, we can't the lightning stuff
Mhm.
is a factor that's not identified in the NFHS rules
Yeah.
because our lightning rules are different than other parts
Yeah.
of the country. And what determines the lightning strike and who is responsible for it.
You know, it's funny too, because down here in the Classic 8 area, that's been the rule forever. If 3/4 are complete, game over. Um, Now, I think what they did is they wrote language to say that 3/4 are completed because it used to be there was that gray area. Does that mean you haven't started the fourth quarter yet?
Right. Right.
So I think this is now the definition of finality on that one.
Yep. Delay game penalty may be assessed for a team to a team for repeated failure to meet the face-off positioning requirements. We can adjust with this now delay a game penalty. I foresee, well, I think that we'd do well as a group to say, hey, how many times are we going to adjust a kid? You know, it's like, is it the fifth time? Is it what? Is it the second time? I don't know. But it says repeated failure. So if he goes down on the first one, we have to adjust it because the cross is not straight up and we adjust it. Then he comes out the second time and the crosshead isn't straight up and we adjust it. Do we bang the third one or the second one or the fifth one? This one is, I mean, as a group, I would hope that that we can have some kind of consensus, you know. I don't have the answer, but I think that as a group, we're inconsistent on how long the face-offs take and who adjusts and who doesn't. And I like some of my fellow officials will address 4 things, and the guys are down there forever. You know, I tend to think it's like if you have to adjust them that much, they're not ready to play, so take the ball away from them until they learn. But I'm probably more unforgiving in that part than many of you. But that's me. Push back on anybody. I don't know. What do we want to do on this?
I would say on JV, you go forever because God only knows what they know.
Okay.
But as an official, at least the R should be having a pregame conference with the face-off guys, explaining exactly what they want to see in a face-off. I would say if you got to adjust a guy 3 times because he can't figure out how to not tent his stick, just take the ball away from him.
Okay.
Then his coach will get the answers or
okay.
At the same time.
So I heard three adjustments at the varsity level is a guideline. Anybody want to say less than 3?
Hey, Steve, you know what? I think this rule, it's like the definition of porn. I can't describe it to you, but I know it when I see it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, because there's kids that are trying. They really want to.
That's exactly right.
Right. They aren't cheating. They just don't know.
Yes, but if you're constantly the same thing or whatever, 2, 3, whatever it is, just when they're trying to sneak shit past you.
Okay.
And that's when you call it.
Okay.
It's like when there's a clamp. It's like when there's a clamp, and they're fighting for the ball. There's that moment where you go, he's withholding.
Okay.
Right. Boom, and you call it. It's not 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 10 seconds. It's whatever when he's withholding, and that's when you call it.
Okay. Other opinions, other ideas. Is there anybody that wants a set number? Are you someone that's like, it's going to be this?
Oh, for me, I don't have a set number. I'll just say with the training on Saturday, it was a girls' game, but they were talking about that. If someone's not ready, if they keep having issues, if you need to adjust them, it means that they don't belong there. Give it to the other team, let them go practice on their own. So that's kind of the instruction that they were saying. So I think going with a number that's smaller, what you're talking about, is better, and they can practice on their own if they can't get it.
For those of you that are new to boys lacrosse, this doesn't happen a lot. I mean, if you have good face-off guys, they get after it and you're not going to have to adjust. I mean, like last year in my high school season, I probably had like, I don't know, 4, 6 violations, and there were kids that went early. And so that it doesn't happen a lot, but this rule is we didn't used to, or in high school, we've adjusted them, and now they're saying if we adjust them too much, there's going to be a penalty.
I think
went to no
Randy's rule
adjustments.
about JV is absolutely. I mean, how many times, Steve, do you do a JV game and the kid runs up and he goes, "I've never done this before."
Right. And then we
Right.
coach it. It's like,
But when you're in a varsity situation, those guys know what they're doing. They're
Right.
Fogos, they're face-off guys. You know, they have sticks that are clearly illegal. I mean, you know, they know how to cheat. You know what I mean? It's
Mateo gave him
don't-
private coaching.
that's right.
That other Brooks kid gave him private coaching.
Hey guys,
Exactly.
as a coach, I appreciate when you really follow the rules here, like the kid leaning on the stick and the head in the neutral zone is like they know what they're doing. Exactly. I love the point of when they're messing with you, so call them. Because your guys, I keep telling my guy, don't get a violation for something you can prevent, which is having your stick up and down and having your head out of the neutral zone. So
Yeah.
if it doesn't get called, now I tell you, if you I'm ticked, right? So, call it and give them 1 or 2 warnings. And that's what the pregame's for. Like, guys, I'm not messing around here. I'm not going to keep reminding you.
Thank
My
you for
2
that.
cents.
That's a good perspective that I sometimes forget. What do we got? A goal shall be counted if the ball is or becomes loose beyond the plane of the goal, regardless of who caused the ball to cross the line. This is new because if the goalie had possession of the ball and it fell out of his cross, it wasn't always counted as a goal. But now that's changed. So if the goalie has the ball and then loses possession of it and it goes beyond the plane, it is a goal. So it's going to force it. It's going to really, if you turn your head away from the play, you could be in trouble because the ball could be there and then the goalie's going to like clamp it. And we're going to be like, the offensive team is going to be like, that was a goal. And the defensive team is going to be like, I'm open, throw the ball to me. So we have to, that's going to really force the lead official to keep his head on the ball.
So
Yes.
goalie has ball in his cross.
Yes.
He catches it. He comes back with the ball in his cross and he
Yes.
crosses the goal line into the net with the ball in the cross. Don't answer this, Steve.
Okay.
Goal or no goal? Somebody weigh in. Somebody new.
Somebody new, yeah.
Yeah, weigh in. The goalie catches the ball. They go back to throw it, and the ball crosses the goal line with the ball in the goalie's cross. Is that a goal or no goal?
It's no goal.
No
'Cause
goal.
No goal.
He's still got it. He hasn't lost the ball. He has possession.
I have faith
Yes.
in our ability to officiate this year.
Yay!
Nice job.
Because this will happen once in your career. The goalie will do the exact same thing, and the ball will be loose when he goes behind that goal line. And you have to make that big boy call that is a goal.
Yeah.
And everybody's going to be looking at you like, no, nothing happened. The goalie, he lost the ball. He can lose the ball. It's like, not anymore. That is he loses possession. He's got he cannot have, once he's lost possession, there is the opportunity for a goal to be scored. Dun dun dun. A player who enters the crease with the intent of blocking the shot is now penalized for illegal equipment. It used to be a warning at first, and then an unsportsmanlike conduct, but now it is illegal equipment. So in boys lacrosse, in high school lacrosse, a defensive player may not jump into the crease with the intent of blocking a shot. He can run through the crease. And if the ball hits him as he's running through the crease, that's different. But if the goalie is out of the crease and a defensive player enters the crease with the intent of blocking a shot, that is a illegal equipment penalty immediately now. So it'd be a slow, I would imagine it's going to be a flag down, slow whistle. This also gets into a properly equipped goalie and the difference between a goalie as a goalkeeper and a once he's out of the crease, the goalie is considered a field player. And so we'll get to that in a few minutes because the 5 seconds is now eliminated. So what questions are there about a player who enters the crease with the intent to block a shot?
Steve, what's the timing for illegal equipment? What's the penalty for that?
Failure to wear illegal equipment it's a locked-in penalty, I believe, is what I was
1 minute.
Yeah, 1 minute.
1 minute
locked in.
non-releasable except for the mouth
It's
guard.
it's 1 minute
Yeah.
full time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And does it go in as unsportsmanlike? So if they get a
No.
second one, they're done for the game?
No, it's an illegal equipment one.
They used to be unsportsmanlike, but they've changed this, obviously.
Okay.
So it'd be a flag down, slow whistle. So we don't have to warn anybody. They don't get multiple opportunities. And again, for the people that are newer to boys lacrosse, I think in like 14 years, I've had 2 players and hundreds of boys lacrosse games that have jumped into the crease with the intent to block a shot. So it doesn't happen that often. And you can tell when it happens.
Well, it wasn't that many years ago where they could.
Yeah. I mean, but even then, it was like, hell no, I'm not going to block the shot. But most of the time, the play was so slow developing that as the player wanted to, you could yell at them to get out and they would move because it's a really slow developing play. Comments, questions, concerns?
Is it it's flag down, slow whistle?
Because the offense is going to have possession of the ball.
Yeah, but I thought it was a safety concern if a kid's in there, so you had to blow it. I don't know. I'm asking.
No, it'd be a flag down, slow whistle until
It's a scoring opportunity.
It's a scoring
You
opportunity.
don't want to stop that.
Yeah, you can't take
Okay.
away the scoring opportunity.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
and
gotcha.
I mean, if you stop it and then the kid doesn't shoot or he vacates, then everybody's going to be mad. But it's a flag down, slow whistle. So flag down, slow whistle. We throw the flag and we wait until either a goal is scored, the ball leaves the field, the defense fouls or the offense fouls, and there's 2 more.
Well, and to Steve's point, I can count every time this has happened on one hand, if not 2 fingers.
Yeah, it doesn't happen that often.
Because
Slightly
even though
more-
D-poles are morons, they're not that big of morons.
More chance for it this year because they only got 5 seconds to get that goal. They don't have 5 seconds to get that goalie back.
Good
Oh,
point.
that's a good point. That's a really
I'm
good
telling
point.
my guys
Yes.
to jump in there and make Steve call him. Pay attention.
Pay attention to it. All right, so here we go. The 5-second time allowance for a goalkeeper to return to his crease has been eliminated. So this is very similar to the college rule, which is if the goalkeeper leaves the crease and the ball goes out of bounds, we don't have to wait for him anymore. And so if he chases, it's his responsibility to return to the crease, to protect the crease, and a defensive player may not put himself in the crease with the intent to block any shots. He can run through the crease. He can be on the side, but if the ball's at X, if the ball's behind the goal, then you can't score from there, so it can't be a shot. So I think this one is going to be one for or as us as a group of officials, like I know that I still might count, or because I've been working on counting all the time, or the coaches that have coached, hey, take your time and walk back and take all 5 seconds. It's going to be different, especially if a kid played for 2 years under that rule. Now his senior year, he's got to hustle back or don't chase after the ball anymore. Comments, questions, concerns? I would encourage us as a group that whenever we are at early parts of the season, remind them, like preventative officiating, no more 5 seconds, no more 5 seconds. I'm gonna blow it. I'm gonna go, and then blow it. So
Steve, I think it's important that we're all on the same page with quick restarts, that the person's legally starting, shot out of bounds or whatever, or lost ball, and the goalie's trying to get back from midfield, that you don't penalize the team who now has the ball.
right. No, I agree. I mean, the thing is, if a goalie wants to leave the crease because he has possession and his team can't clear the ball and he ends up on the other side of midfield and then the ball goes out of bounds. Last year he got 5 seconds. We'd have to wait for the goalie. We'd give him his 5 second count and then he'd get as close as he could. That doesn't happen anymore. And so, but the team that has possession cannot gain an advantage by running onto the field, right? If they're the ball across the end line, you're not going to allow them to run on the field. You want them to be in close proximity to where the ball went out. So if the ball goes out on the cone, put them out on the cone with it. So a lot of I've seen lots of players, the ball goes out near the cone and they grab the ball right behind the goal cage and step in to the field, raising it, and everybody's yelling, we're ready to go. It's like the ball's like 20 yards to your left, dude. So go over there. We have to enforce that rule.
Steve, it's probably a good idea that, I mean, this is a material change. Of all the rules changes, this is probably the most material. I would remind the coaches when in certification,
Yeah.
that this is the thing, at least early in the season, like, hey, don't forget, this is a thing, right? Just to make sure, because you're right, preventative officiating.
Yeah, I mean,
let's make sure that everybody understands what the rules are.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
I mean, and the parents are going to go nuts.
Hey, Steve, as a coach, the one I worry about more is not the run out. I have a very athletic goalie. He can clear the ball. If you call offsides and he's 10 yards over the midfield line and you say drop the ball, it's offsides going the other way.
Right.
He's got 5 seconds to get back. He doesn't have 5 seconds to get back to that goal. He is like in trouble. We're in trouble, right? So he's got to get back.
Yeah.
And that's why it really is a material change. It makes you think a little differently about that. Especially with all the 10-man rides out there and stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be different. Like this one was highlighted. When I saw this, I was like, this is gonna be different. And we are going to have to work a lot on communicating with them. If we have a goalie at the captain's meeting, hey, how are you feeling about this? Just double checking and using our voice. And if he's late breaking out, you might want to remind me, hey, don't do it. I'm gonna wind it. So
and remember, guys, there's no such thing as a quick restart. It's start as quickly as you can with your partner.
Yeah.
Because coaches will be screaming, we're ready, we're ready, we're ready. Well, if you and your partner aren't ready, then you're not ready.
Yeah. I mean, when coaches are yelling that at me and I have no idea where the ball is, there's no way I can wind it because I might be in the way. Or I might be setting a screen if the ball's behind me and I didn't know. New words to holding, hooking, lifting, or pinning an opponent's body with the cross is now under holding. I think this is one that we would apply, but now they've added the language to help us. So coach, that's what he do. He hooked his stick. everybody knew it was a hold, but what did he do specifically? He was hooking. What did he do to hold? He was lifting the cross, or he had it pinned. And so these are things that we've used as criteria for adjudication, but we have not had the language to support us, and now we do. So that one's pretty easy. Next, the loss of helmet is now an illegal procedure. The exception is the loss of a helmet that was caused by direct contact to the head. One of I wanted to talk to this group about is the rule says direct contact to the head. What if we have indirect? I mean, if I have an indirect hit that starts low and ends high, and the kid's helmet comes off because of this foul, I don't like the language because it says direct contact. If it's indirect, now I have to give the kid a penalty because it was indirect? Or is this a common sense one? How are we going to handle this?
I think it's because the rule assumes that if it's indirect contact, that's not enough force to cause your helmet to come off. So the offensive player must have been wearing his helmet improperly also.
And so we're going to penalize the kid that got hit with indirect head contact?
I think
if he's not wearing his helmet properly.
I think you
That's
always
what
use
you're supposed
common
to, right?
sense. You always use common
Right.
sense. If they get hit and it comes off, that comes off. If they start low but it comes up and hits it, that would be common sense. I think you always use common sense. But
Right, but the rule says direct contact to the head. It doesn't say contact to the head, direct or indirect. It specifies direct contact to the head. That's my concern, because I've seen kids started low and then the kid runs through it and it becomes indirect head contact and the helmet becomes dislodged. Now the kid didn't
Does it
do
become
anything other
dislodged
than
or does it come off?
off,
It has to come
like
off.
off. Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
it's-
dislodged.
well, for it to come off, it has to have some type of direct contact with something for it to come off. And if
No.
it doesn't,
Not if the player is improperly wearing his helmet.
Not if he's
Doesn't have
well,
improperly
no,
wearing it.
that
I've seen kids
that's what I mean. If there's any contact at all, that would be direct, and if there's not, then
No,
it's not going to come off.
No, it's
No.
not. That's not accurate.
That's not accurate.
So direct contact. So let's just clarify this. Direct contact to the head
Yes.
is when the cross check hits the player in the helmet directly. So it's like from my chest to his grill. That's direct contact to the head. That's what the rule says. That's the rule.
Yeah. Either
Right.
a cross check or
Indirect.
a slash or any body contact, any illegal
Right.
body check to the head.
Incorrect.
Initially contacts the head is direct head contact.
Yeah. Indirect is when the cross check hits his chest and rise up into the head. That's indirect contact, right? That's what that is.
Yes.
Although, even though this is the thing, there is no way I'm going to penalize a kid for losing his helmet because a stick grabbed him in the grill. I'm just not going to do it, right? Because there was I don't care how tight or not tight your helmet is. If a stick hits you in the grill, directly or indirectly, I'd really have to sell myself. And that's one of the cone rules is if I have to sell myself on a call, it's not a call. And I don't think I could make that call against that kid who just had his helmet taken off by a stick that rode up through his chest into his chin.
But here's the only penalty on that, Mark, is that so it's an indirect contact to the head, right? So that's a 1 minute locked in on the defensive player who committed that foul. The illegal procedure of the helmet coming off, it just kills the play because it's a technical foul on the offense. So it just kills the play, and they're still going to be man up. He has to come off the field, right?
Right? Yeah.
So the only penalty is to that player because he has to come off to fix his helmet. So the team isn't penalized other than.
But see, he would come off the field anyway, right? So the thing is it's not.
But he can't go back in until the next dead ball. That's the
which is part of the deal when you lose your helmet,
right?
Right. But I don't see a penalty here.
Well,
right?
right. The only
You got to go off. You lost your helmet. That's the way it works. Got to
Well,
go
but
off.
if it's so, what this rule says is if it's direct contact to the head, that player does not have to go off. He can fix his helmet and put it back on and stay on the field. That's the difference.
So if I get cracked in the grill, I don't have to go off.
Right.
But if you get cracked there, it's
right.
That's where you're worried about them being hurt.
Hang on. Let me explain. Right. So this isn't penalizing the offensive player who got indirectly hit. It's given a benefit to the player who got directly contacted by allowing him to stay on the field.
That's pretty good.
So you gotta look we have to look at it the opposite way.
That's a good interpretation.
Thank you. That's all you're getting from me this year, Mark.
It's always a brush.
Always a brush. What was something you were going to say something and then someone stopped?
I was just going to say that, so for me, if you get it, I was going back. Somebody said that when I said that if you get hit and your helmet comes off, that it wasn't on correctly. I stand by that with, anybody who's driven snowmobiles. When you have it on correctly, it's staying on unless you get hit hard enough that it's coming off. And if it comes off in that situation, you wouldn't be playing again. So that's that's my thought process. If you're wearing your helmet correctly, if it's fitted for you and you're wearing it, it won't come off unless you get hit in a way that would probably cause injury to you. So
but the problem is kids don't wear them. That's why we have rules like this. And then the other rule about like the point of emphasis. So kids are not wearing their helmets properly. And so kids lose their helmets. Like a kid, we were talking about like getting hit in the grill. I was at a college game and the guy lifted his hand and the player's hand moved his helmet and the helmet rose up like with above his nose. And the kid was like, "You can't do that." I was like, "Tighten your helmet." You have kids that fall down and lose their helmets. So it is a problem.
This reads that's what it reads like. It's a kid who's coming around the crease who gets pushed and hits the ground. His helmet comes off after he scores. Yep. You'd waive that goal. It's not you get blown up on a play. We're not looking to penalize you for getting blown up. It's wear your helmet.
Right. You got to wear your helmet properly because the coaches are saying, yes, my players are properly equipped. And then you go out there and it's like chin straps over the nose. So we're almost done. Amy, come on. Oops. Restart in the offensive attack area shall be moved laterally outside the goal area when the ball crosses the end line before or after a penalty occurred. This formalizes it. This has been in practice. We put the ball crosses the end line. We're going to bring it up to outside the goal area. Usually like 99% of the time we started at GLE. Because that's the closest point. And if the ball went out closer to the corner, you can move them closer to the sideline. But it's going to start laterally outside of the box. Questions, concerns, anything else?
Only been 20 years that they finally made that language proper.
Yep. All right, last that I have is
I actually thought that was the rule. That's how long it's been.
Until you look it up. Attendance will be counted tonight through the thoughtful completion of all questions that are posed in the training module, learning task, i.e. the Google survey. You have access to that. It will be on the website also. I'll send it to Matt, send it to Don. We can send it out. It'll be there if you're watching this on video. There were 30 people here and I have 12 responses so far. So make sure you do that. Board members, everybody's here. The returning officials are meeting again on Thursday. So we're going to get into a little more based on the surveys. We're going to start with some field positioning and mechanics and how to see plays the best we can. So that's on Thursday. Don, your first words from the treasurer.
Pay your dues, please. I think that's all I've got. There'll be an email going out tomorrow about a clinic opportunity at Carroll University on the 21st of March. So there'll be more details for that. That's geared towards newer officials and less experienced officials. But anybody would be welcome to attend. And then anybody can attend any of these training sessions. There's we designated new and returning, but there's benefit from all of them for everybody. So
Hey, Don, are we going to let these guys in the pregame?
Carol, that's going to be up
Hey,
to the
Carol?
crew.
That's a
That's gonna be up
Steve.
to the crew.
That's a you and you decision probably because you're the R and
I think we should, right?
Steve's
I
in
mean, why
charge of it.
not? I mean, why
I was
not?
hoping that we could get in.
Yeah, let's get everybody in the pre. We'll get that. They got that locker room.
They got
Let's
a
get
good
the
locker room.
pregame.
Yeah.
Right. It's you, me, and Mateo, right?
Right. Yep. And then Steve will be there
Yeah.
to
Let's
instruct or lead.
let's invite everybody into the pregame. This for new guys, this is a phenomenal opportunity. So this is a college game at Carroll, and it is and we will invite you into the pregame so you can see what a college pregame looks like. I assume you guys will be up there in that mezzanine critiquing the hell out of us, catching all the offsides that we miss. And I think it's a great learning experience for everybody. So I'll just promote that. You guys should come.
Guys, I'll also throw out, and I think Mara, our assigner up in the Bay Valley, but anyone's welcome. On the 20th, which is right the first week of the season on a Friday, in a nice comfort controlled dome in Oshkosh, we are running a scrimmage against Arrowhead. So, Kimberly versus Arrowhead. So at 7 o'clock for 2 hours, we're going to be doing full field, and all new folks are welcome to be able to get some practice and mechanics and talking and anything else anybody wants to do. If
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a real game. I mean,
That's
that's a real game. I mean, those are two
yeah,
really
we're
good
going to run it,
programs, right?
pretty real. Yep.
Yeah,
Hey,
I think
hey,
it's
Roger.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Roger, can you stick around for a couple minutes after this to talk to me about that? I have a couple
Sure.
suggestions for you.
Yep.
Thank you.
And go Arrowhead, Roger. All right.
Randy, your turn.
Hey, I do have a need for one official this weekend at University Bay Fields for 5 GLL games starting at 12:30. So what GLL is, guys, for who haven't been in the college ranks for a while, it's a club league, college club league. It's a really good way to kind of keep getting more and more practice on the field. I know Mark Howard is on there for those games. I just need one more guy.
It's 2-man.
It's a two-man game. So if anybody's interested, Niloa, high varsity guys, whatnot, just let me know. I can, if you're not in the system, that arbiter system, because it comes out of the Illinois system, let me know that you're interested, and I'll be happy to put somebody on there. They're usually I'll say usually quality games. You're going to have some that are quite competitive, and you're going to have some that are I'll just say not. And so I'm looking for somebody here because on Saturdays, most of the well, I think everybody on the board is going to be doing some type of a college game somewhere else. So it's a good opportunity to get more reps in and at a faster pace than whatnot. So if you're interested, let me know.
Hey, Randy, where's that located?
That's going to be out at University of Bay Fields, out there at UW.
By UW Hospital in Madison.
Okay. What time's the first one?
12:30.
Okay. I could probably do that with Howard.
Okay, you got 12:30, 1:45, 3, 4:15, and 5:30. I'll put you in.
Yeah, I can probably do that with Howard.
Okay. You'll see those shortly.
Okay, cool.
All right, friends. Anybody else for the good of the cause? General announcements, solicitations.
Steve,
Yes.
nice job as usual.
Ooh. Thanks for your help. All right, for returning guys, see you Thursday.
Thanks, Steve.
All right,
Thanks,
see you
Steve.
guys.
Good job.